if you struggle from the shanks and you're dealing with something called arc control issues. So the shank, or the close cousin, the heel strike, is when you hit it off the hosel somewhere over here or somewhere close to the heel. The latter causing those low right bullets that we don't particularly like to see. So I'm going to use this hula hoop as a simple demonstration on what an arc is. For simplicity purposes, this is what our golf swing looks like. We take a hula hoop, the club goes up, this hula hoop type shape comes down, hits a ball which is at the bottom of the hoop, and continues this direction. So here's what the arc looks like. If I set my 8-iron down like so, you'll see that the hula hoop is on an angle. It's not straight up, straight down. It's on an angle. And so as the club goes back, it goes along this arc. And if at any point in the downswing, I somehow shift that arc in towards the golf ball, well, that's where your heel strike and your shank comes from. So that is controlling the arc. So there's 4 key causes that could be the culprit here. So let's start with the simplest of the 4, which is standing too close to the ball. So if I go like this and I have my hands too close to my body and I take my downswing, what happens is my lower body is going to encroach on the space that I need to hit that golf ball. So as I do so, it's going to push the club outwards, and you'll see right here that the heel of the club, or the hosel, is about to make contact with the ball. So the simple solution is to just take your stance and ensure that you have a fist width distance between your thigh and the golf club. That should give you ample room to swing down. You don't want to be further, just about a fist width away. That's number 1. The second cause would be more in the downswing when you move forward towards the golf ball. So if I take my backswing and I tend to fall forward this direction, well, chances are I'm going to hit it off the heel because I'm throwing the club outwards. So here's a little bag stand that I have handy here. And you could use a golf bag. You could easily just set this up behind you. It just takes a little longer to set up. If I go like this and I get the back of my legs set up to this bag stand, if I go like this and I come away from that stand, chances are I'm going to hit it off the heel. So what I try to do is I just try to keep my legs against this stand, take my backswing where I feel like I'm rolling against the stand, and in my downswing I want to have that same feeling where I'm rolling against the stand. So like that, like that. Okay, so I kept myself against the stand throughout that entire swing. That is to cure if you fall towards the ball. But what if you're the third type of player who tends to do this sort of thing and take your backswing and then extend your arms outwards? This is what we call arm extension. So I come down and I extend my arms out this direction, causing me to hit the heel. Here's a drill for you to help cure that one. I'm just going to keep working this same divot pattern here, right here. Okay, so if I'll put a little line in the ground just in front of this pattern that's already in the ground here. So I just took a tee and put a little line in the ground. So the line represents a golf ball. So this is called a fence drill. So what I'm going to try to do is I set my club up on the outside of this fence. In my backswing, I go up, and in my downswing, I want to come right through the middle of the fence. If you tend to extend your arms, you chances are doing the opposite. So to retrain the pattern, let's just do the reverse. So I take my setup here, backswing, and come through the 2 sticks. The line is gone. So let's show that one more time. So the fence drill, this one's important because a lot of people do this one here. So I take my backswing and down through. And the other feeling I'm getting is that I feel like I'm doing that same thing with the bag stand, is that I'm pushing down and back in my downswing. So one more time, outside of the sticks, up, through the middle. Okay, now the final one, number 4, and why you might be shanking it, comes down to dynamic moves in the downswing. So I'm going to demonstrate this and imagine that I don't have any arms, any hands. I'm just going to go like this. So if you're a player who swings it substantially over the top, then this might be one of your key causes to your shanks as well. So it looks something like this. If I take my backswing, here's what it should look like, and then when I'm making my downswing, it's this upper body, or this chest cavity, torso, whatever you want to say, is really making this initial move in the downswing. This is what it looks like with the club in hand. So if I take my setup here and I go up to the top, and then I really use my upper body as my rotation or initiator of the downswing, you'll see as the club goes up, as I start to rotate with my upper body, the club is going from here and being sent outwards, which then comes down across the golf ball, causing you to hit it somewhere around here, and that's a shank. So this takes a little bit more time to learn, but it ultimately comes down to proper sequencing. So if I go up to the top of my swing, what is the initial move that I should be making? Ultimately, it's my lead hip, tends to slide a touch forward, and then it starts to rotate around behind me. As that happens, and I start to make that move, it's pulling my torso through, which then pulls my shoulders, arms, hands, and club down towards the golf ball. That's the proper sequencing of events in the downswing. You can find tons of information on that if you go to mytpi.com. It's the TPI website, or Titleist Performance Institute, and there's tons of information on there, how to fix it, what might be causing it, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, so those are the 4 key causes. So again, just to go through them real quickly, you can be too close to the ball, you can be falling inwards towards the ball, you can have too much arm extension in the downswing, and you could be just too much over the top in your downswing as well. I hope you liked the video. I hope it wasn't too long. If you did, please leave some comments below, and stay tuned. There'll be tons more to come.